Okay, so I had to stop the video and break it up into a couple pieces to finish the model here, or at least the head part. So we have a decent head shape. On the side view, it looks pretty good. On the front, it looks pretty good. What we want to do now is kind of cut it in half so we can mirror it later. So I'm going to use first edge select here. And let me check and see what's on the bottom. Yep. All right. So I'm going to try Q slice, and what I want to do is kind of slice down the middle here. And actually I want to slice, you see that dark line? Well, yeah, I think I want to slice kind of right on that, but let's see what happens here. So click here, and if you double click, it finishes the slice, and it should, yeah, it's sliced all the way through, so that should be good. Alright, so we get out of that. Alright, now I have to clean up a little bit. Now, I'm not sure what you're going to have to do on your model, but you might have some vertices kind of like this in the bottom you want to clean up. So what I want to do is kind of weld these ones that are close together. And the reason for that is I'm going to basically cut these, and I don't want those to be floating around, and I'm going to delete this stuff. So okay, alright, so that's good. Okay, so for the neck, I forgot to do this part, but you're going to take these polygons on the side and on the inside of the where kind of the body is, and delete those, similar to what we did with the body. And I'm going to do something very similar here with these guys, and actually I'm going to try to select all of them and delete them all at once. There we go. That saves time. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Alright, actually I probably should have... No, that's fine. Alright. So that was pretty good. Actually, it fits right down the middle of this guy. Now I can do, I guess, the little bit at the top if I want to. I think I'm going to save the antenna for the end, but I can do this top part of the head, and then I'll talk about what we're going to do to finish up the model. Okay, so let's do, for the top piece, I'm going to go to edge select, and basically want something similar to what we had, except I'm just going to, or had what the side with the ear, I guess. So let's cut, make sure it's lined up kind of right there, rotate down a little bit. Something like that. Okay. Okay. Something like that. It looks kind of like a ladder on the top, is what mine does. And it should be kind of lined up with this edge here. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm now going to take a couple of these vertices, and I'll move them around with the move tool. And I guess, yeah, I'm going to make another cut in a minute. But it's going to be something like this. When you're moving these, just be careful, make sure you're moving it the right directions. Alright, on the left, that's going to be fine on top. I'm not worried about the side view too much. Okay, so hopefully you can kind of see where I'm getting the circle kind of look. Back to edge select and cut tool. Let's go from there to the edge. Something like that. Alright, so this part is the piece. Get out of the cut tool. Then I want to remove the top. Okay. Oh, that's a problem. Undo that. Okay, so if you want to extrude this, you're going to have to kind of extrude all these pieces at the top. That'd be a little bit easier instead of cutting it, because we have an open part over here. So just control click those, and then let's extrude the top a little bit. Just a little like that, and then actually let me go, that's fine. Oh, scale it down a little bit. And I'm gonna end up actually scaling. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna move the vertices in a minute. I think that's all I need. I don't want too much. Well, let's see what happens if I do one more. Okay, something like that. That's good. Alright, so next piece is I want all these vertices to line up here. So this is where that vertice align tool is going to help out. So these guys, I want all those to line up, I think with X. Yep, there we go. And then let's move it out here, kind of like that. Okay, so at the top, if you want to, now you can move a couple of vertices around to adjust the shape. If you want it to kind of match, I'm going to get kind of, that's close enough for me. And on the side, you can see what that's going to look like. Alright, again, it doesn't have to look exactly like the back. You can modify things as you go. And you can also, I'm going to end up cleaning up the model a little bit before we do too much. But kind of soften some of these edges, I guess. But you could spend a lot of time just modifying vertices to try to make everything line up. But that's pretty good so far. So we should have everything we need. Have a time in the video for this, so I think I'll go ahead and do it. So let's try to finish it up. Before I mirror to the other side, I'm going to make sure everything is lined up that has a hole in it. So I'm going to control click and select all the vertices for the body and the neck and the head, and I want to make sure they're all kind of lined up. And be careful with the ones at the bottom of the body, but I think that's all of them. Alright, so basically all the vertices that have an opening on the inside, we want to line those up with X. There we go. So now they're all on the same line. And what you can do is kind of make sure it's down the middle. So it looks fairly aligned in the middle to me. I'm going to leave it. There's a little bit of, it looks like the neck might be a little bit big on the front view, but down the middle of the head, it looks good. I think it's all pretty lined up to me. It looks fine. So let's double check we have everything good to go before we mirror it. Before you mirror it, you want to make sure you have everything the way you like it. So if there's anything that you wanted to do, moving vertices anywhere, lining anything up, make sure you do it, because it'll be easier to do now, so you don't have to worry about it later. Okay? So I think this is good enough. You know, I could try to line more things up, but I think it's fine. All right. So the next step, let me pause and make sure I got the steps right here. Okay, so I think I got an idea what we're going to do. So the next step is, first I want to save it again in case I want to go back. So last time I saved it was neck. Change this to head. So everything is pretty much finished. All right, I'm going to get out of edit select, so I'll go to hit the plus sign, and then I'm going to right click on my model again, convert to editable poly. That applies all my previous changes. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the modifier list. You see a modifier drop down, and you can type in here mirror. All right, and you'll kind of see that something happens, and it's not exactly perfect yet. So you want to make sure it's a copy. There we go. Now it's even scarier. But along the mirror, along the x-axis looks good. The offset is a part you might have to play with a little bit. But hopefully you guys can see how this is going to come together pretty easily. You want to get it as close as possible with the offset, but not like really close. So just it'll be a little bit wider than it needs to be, but maybe I'll take it down a little bit more. All right, I think that that'll work. So they're really kind of close together with mine. Just make sure you can see the gap in between there. That's fine. Okay, so next, what we're going to do is we have border select. So we'll select the border of the left side, and then control click, select the border of the right side. And we're going to use something called the bridge tool. So bridge settings, and you'll see that it bridges. Basically what that does is it fills that final gap. For me, it's really small. All right. And my feet are kind of overlapping on the bottom. So you got to watch out for that. I think I'm going to undo a couple things here. And make sure that your feet aren't touching, because we're going to want those to come apart. If things are too close, like for your feet right now, you can, and you wanted to have this a little bit tighter, I think what we could do is move the feet and then fill it. So I think, I think that's what I'm going to do before I mirror this. So I'm going to undo. You might have that problem. So take away the mirror, and then I'm going to go back here to edit poly, and I'm going to grab the, let's see, grab the foot and leg, just kind of move it over a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now, let's go back to this part. All right, and let's try the modifier again. So, back here, editable poly, modifier list, type mirror. Mirror on the x-axis, make a copy, and fix the offset. Okay, that's going to be better. Okay. So now I'm going to bring the offset close again. Feet are touching. Okay. All right. And let's go ahead and select border on the left, control, border on the right, bridge. All right. Oh, interesting. On the top, okay, I noticed I missed a couple of steps here, so I'll undo here. All right. On the very top here, I forgot to remove these inner faces on the piece here. So let me delete those. Okay. All right. Done this a few times now. Here we go. Okay. So mirror X. Okay. Oops, make a copy. All right. That's good. That's good. Just checking all the things. Looks fine. Okay. Border select. Control left, control right. Now I've removed all the faces on there, so I click bridge. Okay. Nice. Alright, the only thing I don't like is I have this sliced down the middle, but that's okay. I can merge those vertices if I want to one piece later. But all done. The last step would be to kind of go around and kind of clean it up. Alright, and we'll talk about how that works. Looks like the body part needs to be scaled out a little bit. Looks like a figure 8. But we could fix that. Actually, probably should have fixed it before I mirrored it. So maybe I'll undo again there. Let's see. Let's do one more thing. Alright, let's see how fast I can do this. So yeah. You guys might not have this problem because maybe you leveled everything out, but let's take this, scale it. Alright. And it looks like from the left, I should, and do it from the front part of the body and the back part of the body. I guess that's fine, actually. Those are good on the front. Back part could probably move out a little bit, yep. Alright, move tool. Let's go to the top. Probably should align these, but I don't want to mess the shape up. So I'm kind of just going to pop them out like that. Okay. Alright, I think that's good. There we go. And I've done this step enough times that hopefully you guys will never forget it. Okay. Alright, that's much better. No figure 8 body. Alright, cool. That's it. Save as. Mirrored.